My thoughts on Ozempic. Okay. I know you guys have been enjoying my weight loss videos, and honestly, I've been enjoying making them. I have started to see a couple of comments, so we're going to go ahead and address it. For those of you guys who are new to the channel, hello, my name is Jasmine. I'm so glad to have you. I underwent a weight loss journey. I think I said that wrong, but I lost 100 pounds. I've kept that weight off now for about 4 years, and I did it the old-fashioned way, eating less and moving more. I didn't have Ozempic. I didn't do weight loss surgery, none of the things. I first want to say, I don't really care how you lose weight. Just lose the weight. Like, just lose the weight, okay? So the route in which you take, I don't really care. Just lose the weight. If you know for a fact that you need to lose 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 200 pounds, I don't really care how you go about it. Just lose it, okay? Some of you guys, and I don't know if these people are going to watch this particular video, but some people have taken offense to whatever I said about Ozempic. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I batch record videos, and honestly, I don't even remember half of the things that I say. I'm just keeping it real. But my stance is always going to be the same. There's nothing wrong with Ozempic, and some people need it because they've put on so much weight. They are so far gone that that's more than likely going to be not the easiest route, but the route that's going to get that weight off of them the quickest, because some people just have so much weight on them that them staying at the size that they are is extremely dangerous for their body. So in that sense, then yeah, Ozempic, yeah, gastric bypass, doesn't matter. My mom had gastric bypass. She had that when it first started. I think I was like in middle school when she had it. And she's been able to maintain most of her weight loss. So I don't really care how you lose the weight, just lose it. But what I will say is this, especially with Ozempic. Now with gastric bypasses and stuff, this is totally different. But with Ozempic, you can't stay on Ozempic forever. Okay, at some point, you're going to have to get off of it, whether it's Ozempic, Wegovy, I don't even know the other ones that they have. Whichever form of that you're taking, eventually you're going to have to get off of it. The problem with that particular route is you don't learn how to eat better. Your appetite is suppressed. That's why you're losing weight. There are plenty of people. I actually ran into some people here in my apartment complex who they see me walking every day. So that's why they stop me and approach me. And they'll ask me like, how many steps do I get in? I'm very active. They can tell I have an active physique, so they'll ask questions. There's a couple of women that I met in my apartment building who were on Wegovy or Ozempic, and they lost weight. One girl told me she lost like 40 pounds. And she was so small. It's the smallest she's ever been since high school, and she was so happy with the weight loss. But as soon as she got off of it, she gained all of it back. And then some. She actually weighs 70 pounds more than what she weighed when she started the medication. And she was saying that she loved it because of the fact that she could still eat her favorite foods, but she just couldn't eat as much of it because her appetite was suppressed. And then once that appetite suppressant was removed, she was eating like she was before, right? That's the problem with those things. When you lose weight the old-fashioned way, or when you lose weight through gastric bypass, and the reason I say through gastric bypass too, or I don't know what procedure they're doing these days, but they make you lose a certain amount of weight on your own before they even give you that procedure, right? So in that sense, you have to learn how to eat better. You have to learn how to stop eating when you're full, because if you don't, they're not going to do that procedure on you. So that's why I think that's a great route to take, because the doctors, the surgeons, they force you to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, or 50 pounds by yourself before they even do the procedure on you. But with these other weight loss things, like with Wegovy and Ozempic, you don't have that. You're not learning a well-balanced diet. Okay, a lot of people, and you might be one of them watching, you are on it, but you're still eating what you want to eat. The problem is you just can't eat as much of it. That's the problem. because it has suppressed your appetite. And so then therefore you haven't mastered self. You have not learned how to tell yourself no. There is a medication that is preventing you from eating as much as you want to. But the fact still remains. Once you get weaned off of that and that is no longer in your system, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Weight loss, I believe, was one of the best ways that I self-developed because it forced me how to say no to myself. It forced me how to lock in even when I don't want to. I was 340 pounds. I know all about drinking soda for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I know all about eating fast food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I know all about eating a whole cake and cupcakes and pies and Snickers and Kit Kats and Twix. I know all about it, okay? I was a fat girl. I know how hard it is to beat sugar addiction. I know how hard it is to resist eating fried foods because those were the foods that I was eating every single day. That's how I got to be 340 pounds. I know all about it. When you go on a weight loss journey the natural way, and when I say natural, I just mean there's no medication, it's you resisting temptation. It's you telling yourself no. It's you getting up off that couch and being more active, walking, going to the gym, riding bikes, doing Zumba, whatever it is that you love to do. When you walk that walk, you are changing who you are. Because the version of you that exists at your heaviest weight is not the version of you that can carry you to 50 pounds of weight loss, 100 pounds of weight loss. You have to completely transform who you are. Anyone who has lost a significant amount of weight, where they really had to count their calories, they had to stop eating certain things, will agree to this. You completely change who you are. And that's the unfortunate truth. Most people, it's not that they cannot lose weight, but they won't lose weight because they're not willing to change who they are. They're not willing to find new ways to cope with stress and depression, anxiety, frustration, right? Because at least for myself, I was overeating to handle those emotions because I didn't have any other way to handle them. I didn't know how to, what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't know how to self-regulate, right? So I used food to do that for me. Anyone who has lost a significant amount of weight knows how hard it really is to tell yourself no when everything within you wants candy. Everything within you wants to pull up at McDonald's and get the double fillet fish that we see by meal. I used to love me a double fillet, large size, okay, with the M&M McFlurry, period. Okay, it takes everything you have to resist that temptation. But through resisting that, you're becoming stronger. You're becoming more disciplined. It's forcing you to change. It's forcing you to find other things to do that are healthier for you, that's going to actually get you to the results that you want. And Ozempic's not going to do that for you. Ozempic is not going to do that for you. No, it's not. No, it's not. People are still eating what they want to eat. They just can't eat as much of it because that weight loss supplement is forcing them to be full. But once you get off of it, if you haven't learned how to weigh out your food, if you haven't learned how to turn the label around and see how many calories is in this, how many grams of fat, how many grams of protein, if you haven't learned what the nutritional label means, you're going to put it all back on. You're going to put it back on. Because now there's no barrier between what you want to eat and how much of it you can eat. You haven't learned how to divvy out your plates, your portions, because you don't have to. Because Ozempic is doing it for you. You can't force yourself to eat more when you're not hungry. But you can't stay on it forever. You cannot stay on it forever. So, for those of you guys in the comments who have something negative to say about my stance on Ozempic, again, I'm going to repeat myself. Some people are so far gone with how much they weigh that that's the best alternative for them. the weight that they carry every day is extremely dangerous. And I'm talking about people who are 300 plus pounds, right? And I was 340, okay? Sometimes people are just morbidly obese. So yeah, Ozempic, Wegovy, those type of things, that is the best solution for them. Absolutely. Hands down. Hands down. But it's not going to teach you self-control. It's not going to teach you how to tell yourself no, even when you're hungry and you want it. So, my stance still remains. Losing it the old-fashioned way, eating less, moving more, that's what's going to set you up for long-term success. And on top of that, you're losing the weight slower, which means you're more likely to keep it off because you're learning new habits. I also believe that we just live in a society where people just want things right now. They don't want to work for it. They don't want to take time. They want it right now, tomorrow. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, they don't want it. And that's the problem. That's the problem. The only reason why I was able to keep all that weight off for so long is because I lost it slowly. And through that process of losing it slowly, I changed who I am. I'm nothing like the woman I was at 340 pounds. Not even close. My mindset is different. My body is different because I learned how to master self. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to read what you have to say. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And do not forget to join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.